go right now. What's up, dudes? I got a comment on a video a little while ago that I thought was really funny, and I want to talk about it. Basically, it was a video of me riding my Tuono, and I don't know if it was a video of me just like practicing wheelies or something, I don't know, doing like a review, or basically what the guy said, he was like, you say it's hard to wheelie the Tuono wheelies 24/7 or something like that. I don't remember at all what the guy's name was. I don't know if I'll call him out. Maybe I'll throw it up on the screen. Not really calling him out, just like giving him credit, you know, shouting him out. But anyways, I thought that was a good topic to talk about, because yes, I was saying this bike is really hard to wheelie, and yes, he is right. This thing loves to wheelie, but not quite the wheelies that are good. There's a lot of people out there that aren't as experienced or know as much that, yeah, you twist the throttle on this bike and bam, you're in a wheelie, like first, second, sometimes third gear. It just loves to lift that front wheel up. However, the throttle is so jerky and jumpy, it's not a good wheelie. You can chase that thing through a couple gears, have some fun, and he's right, this thing loves to wheelie 24/7. I'll show you guys right here. I'll do a little pull, and I'll probably wheelie through like 3 gears, but it's not a controlled wheelie. See, that was a misshift, so I didn't want to go in the third. That was kind of funny. This bike's silly sometimes if you use a quick shifter too quickly, as in like you first, second, third gear too fast. It doesn't like to go into gear sometimes. But as you can tell, it wheelies really well, really easily. But if you could also tell, I was just chasing it the whole time. I didn't bring it up to balance point. I wasn't comfortable in that wheelie. Now I'll try another wheelie up here. Well, I'll try to reach balance point. Try to get close to it anyways. Hopefully you guys can tell the difference and notice just how difficult it is to wheelie this thing. In fact, I'm going to put this thing in rain mode just to give me a little bit more help. Eases the throttle a little bit more, makes it a little more mushy. It's not as instant torque. There we go, rain mode. Gotta get out of this area with all this traffic though. That's pretty much where this bike is the best at. It's just a rocket ship. Loves to do launches. Super fun in the twisties. That front wheel will lift up anytime you want. However, keeping it up, that's a different story. Keeping it up and controlled. What's up, dude? It was on a CB. Honda CB. This bike's pretty rare. Kinda cool. This guy's not pulling out, is he? That'd be awkward. He is. Alright. So we're in rain mode. Help the throttle response out a little bit. Pop it in a second. Clutch up in a second. Make sure the rear brakes works. Yep. So I'm still chasing it, kind of. Lean back a little bit, but see, I got off the throttle just barely, and it just slammed back down. That's why this bike is so hard to wheelie. Just the throttle response is so bad. On the V4R anyways. The newer 1100s have a little bit smoother throttle, and those bikes are pretty fun to wheelie. Not only is it the throttle response is bad on this bike, but the engine braking is insane. There's so much engine braking, and there's no way to turn the engine braking lower like you can on the newer bikes. There's no way to adjust that, unfortunately, so that doesn't help either. Those types of wheelies though are not very healthy for this V4 engine. Actually controlled long wheelies where you can get it back pretty far, not the healthiest. What happens is when you start to get the front wheel higher and higher, the oil pan, the oil moves farther back in the oil pan, and it moves away from the oil sump, which causes the engine to starve from oil, which is not ideal. Just some sleeping horses. Hopefully they're sleeping, or they're both dead. Not really around any twisty roads, unfortunately, otherwise I'd show you like where this bike shines at the most. just throttling out of turns, lifts that front wheel up. Ah, it's so much fun. But basically, it's a discussion. It's a topic for discussion. I'm not calling this guy out saying he's wrong, because in my opinion, if the front wheel leaves the ground, it's a wheelie. However, what this bike shines at doing, and how most people wheelie, is they power wheelie, front wheel pops up, and they just shift through the gears. And especially this bike, it's pretty easy. With a quick shifter. Like that. That's their wheelie. It's definitely a good way getting used to a wheelie. Starting out, that's totally fun to chase wheelies. That's how everyone learns. That's how I learned. I chased wheelies for years, learning on dirt bikes, and when I first got street bikes. When you start getting used to the motorcycle, then you can start feeling it out, bringing it up farther, testing out the throttle, feeling that rear brake. Always have the rear brake covered. This bike's so dumb sometimes. I think it does this urgent service thing because it feels the clutch slipping. So when I clutch up, it gets cranky. But all you gotta do is just turn it off and turn it back on. Such a silly bike. This bike is very fun. He's right. It does love the wheelie 24/7. You can pop this thing up no problem. It's just hard to control 24/7. And I'm not the greatest rider, the best wheelier. Some dudes I know that are really good with clutch control, they'll pop up those 1000s like this one. You just pull the clutch and they'll just coast. I can't do that yet. That's what you need to do on this bike to control it really well, is just pull the clutch in and coast. Otherwise you're caught just fighting the throttle the whole time. Oh, you get up there at 12 o'clock, don't want to loop out, you let off the throttle, but it slaves you back down. Then you get back on it, it just throws you back up. That's why, in my opinion, this bike is hard to wheelie. But what do you guys think? Is he right? Am I right? Is it hard to wheelie? Do you just chase wheelies and say they're good wheelies? Are you just absolutely cracked at wheelies and you can wheelie 10 times better than me and you're just insane with the throttle somehow? And you have no issues? Let me know. I'd love to know. Anyway, shout out to that guy. Maybe I will put his comment up. That's his YouTube. I don't know if he posted anything. I didn't really check it out yet. But yeah. Love you dudes. Thanks for watching. Later.